Hello everyone, I am Dr. Eric Morrison. This is 7 out of 3, and I'll be covering trading education, more specifically FOREX trading, using the TC2000 and TradingView platforms. Hello, this is the FOREX Week in Review with the 28 majors and minors. I'm going to start off with the Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. And as you can see here, they have on the strategic picture, no target. On the operational picture, we're looking at initial price action below the dragon, crossed over, and stayed above the dragon up until the last 8 hours on Friday. Had a nice profit of 2,623, with some flows to the downside and to the upside for some nice gains overall. Aussie dollar Swiss franc, on the strategic picture, we have target of 0.52035 on the strategic picture. Price action went below the dragon, crossed over to the above the dragon, and then just collapsed here to remain the rest of the week below the dragon on the operational picture. On the tactical picture, some initial consolidation, some minor gains, and then with this nice flow to the downside, we were at $4,963. Aussie Japanese yen, price target of 104.863. On the strategic picture, price action started below the dragon, crossed over to the above the dragon, collapsed below, and then back above. So a lot of chop here on the operational picture. But overall flows on the tactical picture on the 1 hour chart was $4,972 in profit, with some flows to the downside, upside, then downside, back to the upside for some nice overall gains. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, we have a strategic target of 1.14341. Price action on the operational picture below the dragon, crossed over above, then just commenced to cross back over below the dragon and continued its downward price action. On the operational picture, initial chop here, not so significant gains. Had minor gains going to the upside, didn't take hold of this downward price action below the dragon on the higher time, and then we got closed out above with about $768 profit. No price action for Aussie dollar, US dollar on the strategic picture. Price action below the dragon, crossed above, and then back below at the end of the week. Overall, flows were pretty good with $2,182 profit. Flows to the downside, upside, some minor losses, and then closed out the week with an overall gain. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, we have a target of 0.7866. Price action playing within the dragon, the initial start of the week, and just collapsed all the way down here after initial news of the interest rate. So we had initial consolidation here, and then just amazing flows to the downside, captured with $4,770 profit. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, no target on the strategic picture. Price action, the operational, below the dragon. On the tactical 1 hour chart, initial consolidation with some reasonable gains, and then some nice flows to the downside here. Really captured this downward thrust here at $3,835 profit. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, no target on the strategic picture. Operational picture, price action started below the dragon, crossed over to the upper, and just continued to go skyward here. Close out the rest of the week. Price action with some good gains to the downside. A little consolidation here, and then some nice overall flows. Got caught in the announcement here, and then some nice flows to the upside here. Close out the rest of the week. Aussie dollar, we have a price target on the strategic picture of 1.56779. Price action in the operational picture, basically above the dragon, crossed over below, then back through to the dragon. Close above the dragon on Friday. Tactical picture, some nice flows to the upside, and then some nice flows to the downside. Really some great gains this week. $4,463. Euro, Canadian dollar, we have a price target of 1.4265. Price action started below the dragon on the operational picture, above, back below, in the dragon, and then commenced to rocketing up even past the Z3 on the higher time frame and the 200 moving day average. Initial consolidation over there, and then we caught this nice wave up. Close out the week with $1,919 profit. Euro, Swiss franc, we had this dismal target set here on the 15th of June at 0.90606, all the way down here as an initial strategic picture target. Price action below the dragon, went above, and just collapsed below the dragon. Initial collapse you will see here on the majority of the Swiss franc pairs, which means they gained in value with corresponding currency. Initial consolidation overall, and then we caught the collapse with a $4,173 gain. Euro British pound, we have a target, a strategic picture at 96523. Operational picture, start above the dragon, crossed over below, and back into the dragon, right off the RL270. Tactical picture was rather choppy, with initial gains that were given back with the chop, and we ended with $279 profit overall at the end of the week. Euro Japanese yen, we had a strategic target of 148.981. Price action below the dragon, a little bit in the dragon in the middle of the week, and crossed over above the RL270, closed out the week above the dragon in the operational picture. However, overall gains on the tactical picture were incredible, $5,046 profit. Euro New Zealand dollar, we have a strategic picture of 1.75335. Operational picture started a little bit below the dragon, then bounced into the dragon, above the dragon, back below, closed into the dragon. A little bit of chop and wiki action here on the operational picture. Consolidation on the tactical picture were a loss of $70 overall for the week. Euro US dollar, we have a downward target, 0.9225. Operational picture, price action below the dragon, chopped in the dragon, back above, and closed above at the end of the week. Tactical 1 hour chart, we're looking at a $1,538 gain in profit with some nice flows to close the week here to the upside. British pound Aussie dollar, we had a downward target of 1.5996. Price action in the dragon till about the 14th, then closed below the dragon. Crossed over after the announcement, back above the dragon and above the 200 moving day average on the operational picture. Overall consolidation and chop lost $1,937 for this pair. British pound Canadian dollar, no strategic price target. Started below the dragon around the RL270, crossed back over, and then back over above the dragon, closed out the week. Overall profit at $3,503. So there's some nice flows to the downside on the tactical picture in alignment with a longer time frame, and closed out the week with a nice gain. British pound Swiss franc, no strategic target. Operational picture, price action below the dragon. In the dragon, didn't stay above the dragon, which was around the RL270. Continue to go below the dragon, close out the rest of the week. Tactically, we followed the flows to the downside and got some nice overall profit of $3,606 to close out the week. British pound, Japanese yen, one of my favorite trending pairs. And we got a strategic price target of 174.374. Price action on the operational picture below the dragon. Got in the dragon, then crossed over, close out above the dragon the rest of the week around the RL270. Tactical picture, just phenomenal flows to the downside, and following those upward flows at the end, we had an overall profit of $8,050 close out the week. British pound New Zealand dollar, we got a price target on the strategic picture around 2.08392, and we have price action below the dragon, rather wicky, and then started going in the dragon, closed above, and then back into the dragon. Flows were overall choppy, as you can see on the overall strategic picture. This dragon got chewed up with a lot of wicky price action above and below, with overall loss of $2,661. British pound, US dollar. This is surprising largest gain, I guess, better than British pound, Japanese yen. Strategic target of 1.69. Price action below the dragon, crossed above the dragon, then back into the dragon at the end of the week. However, the flows were incredible, and we were able to capture some nice gains to the downside when it crossed over. Some great gains to the upside, too, as well. Just 4 trades, basically. 4 flow trades. Great gain with $9,139 gain. Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, we're at 0.78938 on the strategic picture. Price action below the dragon, cross back over, and then just rocketed up past the R270 to close out the week up. Nice overall flows with a $2,222 gain. Quad 2s. Zealand Swiss franc, we got a strategic downward target, 0.55812. Operational picture below the dragon, cross back over, and then just after the news announcement, cross back over past the Z3 all the way down and closed out below the dragon at the end of the week. Initial consolidation at the beginning of the week with some flows that we kind of recaptured at the end of the week with this nice downward flow, but we're still at a loss of $186. Zealand Japanese yen is strategic target at 91.246. Price action below the dragon, closed in, back below, then rocketed back above the dragon at the end of the week. Tactical flows showed a $1,478 profit as we closed out the week with some nice flows to the upside. Zealand US dollar, downward target of 0.56289. Price action below the dragon, closed above the dragon and stayed above the dragon with a bounce off the RL270. Initial flows to the downside, the nice gain over the end of the week at $1,680. US Canadian dollar, no strategic target. However, price action was above the dragon, closed in the dragon, then back above the dragon at the end of the week. Overall flows showed a $1,931 profit. Some nice gains for the week. Kind of in concert with the RL270 here on the tactical picture. Stayed above it. US dollar Swiss franc, we had an upward target of 1.04134. Price action above the dragon, closed after the announcement way below the dragon for pretty much all the Swiss franc pairs. Tactical picture, we're at $3,110 with some nice flows to the downside. Close out the rest of the week. US dollar Japanese yen, no strategic target. Price action within the dragon for the most part, a little bit above. Closed below, then back into the dragon and around the RL270 and the dragon. A little bit above the dragon at the end. Flows for all of US dollar Japanese yen were very choppy. As you can see, we had an overall loss of $1,718. Looking at the Dow Jones Industrial, we have a downward target set forth on the 10th at 18,100. So a lot more price action to the downside here. So some overall targets that were set forth before with price action up here at the top. It looks like we're starting to turn over and begin this downward pressure, especially after these gaps here on the operational picture were not filled. So continued more price action to the downside as the economy reacts to higher interest rates. Same goes for the NASDAQ with an overall strategic target at $3,573. Looks like more downward pressure with all of these targets set forth by price action on the horizontal vertical counts. Again, these gaps did not fill, which depicts overall weakness in the NASDAQ and continued price action to the downside. Same goes for the S&P 500, and it looks like I got a downward target of $1,728.27, as you can see here. This was the initial baseline here set forth many years ago, but you see some additional targets to the downside with more price action to the downside. We're headed downward, folks. Gold still has a overall price target of $2,795 here set forth back in the 8th of March. So price action continues to kind of hover around here as the markets continue to decide which direction that they go in their downward pressure. So we'll see if it continues to hold at this level. Overall price action and manipulation by gold prices here show that both the crypto markets and the gold markets are basically being manipulated by the big banks in order to hold valuations against the dollar. And so this will affect currencies at one point, but they cannot continue to hold or suppress the gold valuations, which China has basically held a lot of the gold. Looking at the China market overall, they continue to have price action to the upside. Overall price target to the upside is 1,906. All right, so as we decline, they will continue to rise. Just curious to look at Taiwan with its initial price targets to the downside on its exchanges at 299. So as China continues to do their saber rattling on Taiwan, initial economic picture does not look good for Taiwan as well. Just want to see this in terms of natural gas. There was an initial price drop here of natural gas, which is interesting. It with all the restrictions going up there in the contracts for overseas customers, the U.S. is interestingly receiving higher natural gas prices while not producing natural gas for domestic use. Majority of this natural gas is going overseas, while our folks here don't get to experience these overall prices. U.S. oil, on the other hand, also went down from its 120 price action there, and we'll see if it continues to go down. It looks like some overseas purchases are coming into the market from Saudi Arabia, and they're negotiating with Venezuela and I think Iran too as well. But we'll see how this affects price overall for the domestic use. Right now, overall price targets at 187.40, which will be dismal in terms of price at the pump. So as price falls, continue to understand that if we don't address this overall energy policy within the United States, it could have some additional pressures on the economy domestically. Corn, with the fall of natural gas and petroleums, which produce a majority of our fertilizers, the price of corn has also dropped here. Initial kind of fry pan bottom here with the RL270 on the tactical picture. Let's take a look at soybeans. No price target there, but also additional price action to the downside. Wheat also dropped as the availability, and sugar, no price action to the downside. Well, folks, that's all I have for the Forex Week in Review. We're currently conducting a Forex Foundations course and a Forex Intermediate course and an Operations course where we get together weekly, discuss auto trading, update our script, and best techniques and practices going forward with overall flows on each one of the 28 currencies. Because of the risk among the world, I do not trade any of the exotics, so I stick with the overall 28 majors and minors world currencies. I'd be very careful with the Pacific ones, with China and Taiwan. That will affect overall currency pairs. So I don't trade over the weekend or any gaps. I just trade during the week. So be careful out there when you're trading and holding positions over a weekend or a gap. And remember, ruthless risk management. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Well, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like rumble button below and the subscribe button. And if you want more information, go ahead and click the course information links below. On the TradingView link and on TC2000, I have an affiliate link. If you open up a TC2000 account, you will receive a $25 discount using that link. Thank you for your time.